Hello dear students, this is Mustafa Mirchawala from Mirchawala's Hub of Accountancy or TX Trainer, and today we are going to discuss the pre-mock latest question for March 25 for tax planning. And without wasting any time, let me move to the question. But first, for your motivation, you can see our latest results for December 24. You can see this time highest score was 97, 95 students scored this much. So these are the few results. There were a lot of results, but I posted few results here. So you can see when these students can perform, you can also, they also followed the same thing, instructions, same lectures, everything as you guys are doing. So hope for the best and treat yourself as a winner. Okay. Now, this is the question. So the question says you should assume that today's date is 1st March 2023. Aisha, a marketing consultant, has decided to return work after a period of extended maternity leave, right? So basically she was in leave. Now she wants to start working. Now she has agreed a 12 months project to rebrand project. Looks like project means one-off project. Project means one-off project. The marketing strategy for Beehive Limited, for which she will be paid a total of 36,000. Alicia has been informed that Beehive Limited plans to treat this as an employment contract. This is the wish of the company. The employer is planning to treat her as an employee. But Aisha believes that she should be classified as self-employed. So see, there is a conflict. The company is thinking that this lady is employee, so this is an employment contract. But what Aisha, that employee, believes that this is a self-employed businessman contract. Self-employed, the businessman contract. Okay, so now we have to decide which contract is this, and we'll get marks on this. Okay, right? So let's start. So these are the 4 points you can see on the screen. These are the 4 points you can see on the screen, please. What they are saying, the project will start the project will start on 6th April 2023 and end on 5th April 24. The 36,000 fee will be paid in installment, and each installment paid on successful completion of the part project. Means the payment will be done in the pieces, and once you complete the first piece, then you will get paid. So that means the financial risk is borne by Aisha. The financial risk is borne by Aisha. So this is again the self-employed contract. Self-employed, in employment contract, employees normally do not bear the financial risk. But in self-employed contract, the businessman contract, the employee, the guy normally bears the financial risk. Okay, right? So first evidence we got that this Aisha is bearing the financial risk. That's why it looks like it's a self-employed contract. Next, Aisha has the option to outsource parts of the project to other consultants if necessary. Okay, that means she does not have to work exclusively. She can delegate. She can hire helpers. Again, this is self-employed. This is the hint of self-employed. Okay, hope you remember there was a topic I taught you in class, and that was badges of trade. Remember the difference between trading income and employment income. Sorry, it was when we started employment income, the first topic was the difference between employed and self-employed. You remember the theory? Whenever you guys start employment income chapter, there is a theory of differences between employed and self-employed. Remember that? That's the part. So we picked 2 points, the first point, and this is the second point. Okay, now Aisha will work from her own office. She will purchase a laptop of 2500, which she will use exclusively for business purposes. Okay, tools are to be borne by employee. So this is again self-employed. Whenever whenever there is a contract of employment, normally employer provides the tool, but in this case, who is providing the tool? Employee itself. So it's again self-employed. This is also 1 mark or 0.5 marks. Although focused on the project with Beehive Limited, Aisha is free to engage with other clients and project. Okay, so hope my class, she's a visiting faculty. She is a visiting faculty. She's a visiting faculty. Again, this point says that this is a contract of self-employment. This is the contract of self-employment. So if you are active, you have picked 4 points. You have picked simple 4 points to score. Now, Aisha left her previous employment on 1st June 2020, like years back, and has no taxable income since then. Only this is the income in this question. This thing they are saying so that we can easily calculate tax. So that we can easily calculate tax. We can easily calculate tax. Okay, right? So now I'm gonna read the requirement and we'll move forward. One thing I would like to announce here, that those who are watching this class on YouTube, so I have posted other lectures on YouTube as well for the revision days. You can watch my playlist complete. Okay, that is very very useful. Now list 4 factors which indicate that Aisha should be considered self-employed. List 4 factors which indicate that Aisha should be considered self-employed rather than employee in her engagement. Okay, now you should confine your answer to the information given in the question. That means you don't know, you are not allowed to write new things. Just pick data from the question. So I have just highlighted 4 points. I have just highlighted 4 points for you. You can see, and now I'm going to show you the solution without wasting your time. See, this is your requirement number A. I have written it so that we can save time. See, the first point, Aisha will be taking a financial risk. I told you, as she will only be paid on completion of each part. Once you complete each part, then you will be paid. So that means employee is bearing the financial risk. So this is self-employed. Aisha is not required to do the work personally, right? Hire assistants, she can hire assistants. Okay, right? She can delegate. So again, this is self-employed. Aisha does not have to work exclusively for Beehive. She can work for other clients. Remember, she can work other. It's the visiting faculty point. It's the visiting faculty point. Okay, and finally, she will provide her own equipment. Again, this is the hint. Again, this is hint for self-employed. Again, this is hint for self-employed. Okay, again, this is hint for self-employed, right? Now I'm moving towards the next requirement. Okay, so the next requirement is, let's read the next requirement. It's very easy. Again, it's a theoretical requirement. So they are saying explain the timings of payment of income tax on the fee from Beehive Limited will differ if Aisha is treated as self-employed rather than employee. Very simple. Listen, first thing, if you are treated as an employee, then you have to use employment income rules. You have to use employment income rules. Okay, so in employment income rules, you have to pay as you earn. Remember this word, pay as you earn. And if you are paid, listen to me, if you are paid monthly, then on monthly basis from your salary, your employer will deduct some amount, and he will submit to the tax department. So sorry, there is some problem with the camera, but I can continue. Okay, so he will submit to the tax department. Some amount. Okay, right? So that means if you are an employee, then in that case you need to pay almost on monthly basis pay. Every month you have to pay, and the pay burden is to be borne by employee. Okay, but if you are self-employed, listen to me, if you are self-employed, and in self-employed, you need to pay tax after the end of the fiscal year. Remember the 31st January, the balancing payment date. So there is no pay. There is no pay in the self-employed. So in the self-employed, you can delay your tax, right? You can delay your tax. But in the employed, if you are employed, then you have to pay as well. And if you are getting monthly salary, then every month your pay will be deducted. Okay, so this is the disadvantage of employee being reported as an employee. It's a disadvantage and advantage for self-employed. Okay, but one thing I would like to tell you, what I told you, that pay is paid on monthly basis if you are receiving monthly salary. Pay is paid on monthly basis if you are receiving monthly salary. But if you are not receiving monthly salary, like in this case, if you are receiving after 2-3 months on the completion of project, then you have to pay after 2 or 3 months. Okay, right? I told you about the monthly thing. So let's read it. This is the requirement number 2. Sorry, B, sorry. Self-employed. If Aisha is self-employed, her income tax for the tax year 23-24 will be payable by 31st January under self-assessment. This is the balancing payment date. Remember, balancing payment date. After the end of the fiscal year, the first 31st January. After the end of the fiscal year, the first 31st January, right? Okay. Then the second case is employee. If Aisha is an employee, her income tax will be deducted under the payee by Beehive. See, Beehive Limited will be the employee. Every time she receives some income, which means she will pay tax earlier than if she is self-employed. Okay, you getting? So in case of self-employed, you can delay your tax, but in case of employee, you have to pay immediately. Right? So these are the two more marks. Which you can easily score. Yes, it is taught in the class. This is general knowledge which you know about the tax, right? Now the third requirement is the practical one. On the basis of Aisha is treated as self-employed and has no other income. Be very careful, no other income apart from the 36,000 from Beehive. Calculate the Aisha's income tax liability and national insurance contribution. Okay, so let's do it. Giving you just 1 minute or 30 seconds to read the question so that you can pick income. You can pick your income, right? Okay, so let's do it. You have just one trading income of 36,000, and yes, you bought one laptop. Of 2,500 for your business use. See, for business purpose, she bought one laptop for pure business purpose, right? Okay, so she will be able to calculate capital allowance on it. And there is one thing which we call AIA, annual investment allowance, and now you have a very big limit. For AIA you have a very big limit, so this 2,500 will immediately go in the PNL. This 2,500 will immediately go in the allowance column. So we will get 100% capital allowance on this laptop. We will be getting 100% capital allowance on this laptop. Okay, so just these two things are there, and we can calculate the tax. Okay, so let's do requirement C. It's very easy. You have a trading income of 36,000. Yes, less capital allowance on laptop AIA. Complete 2,500 will be your allowance. So 36,000 minus 2,500 is 33,500. Okay. Now you tell me, do you have any other income? The answer is no. No other income, no employment income, no interest income, nothing. So this will be your total income, and there is no qualifying interest paid. So this will be your net income. And again, this will be your ANI. And if your ANI, whenever your ANI is less than 100,000, you get a personal allowance of 12570. So can you tell me what is your taxable income? It's 20930. 20930 is your taxable income. Now, my dear student, you know that this trading income is a non-saving income. So you have a non-saving income of 20930. You have a taxable non-saving income of 20930, which is less than 37,700. So it's in the first band. So simply 20% tax rate will be applied. You get the income tax. Income tax immediately. 4186. This is 4186. Okay. This is 4186. Okay, now let you know that if you are a self-employed, please, you have taken these classes. In this part you are self-employed. In this part you are self-employed. Okay, so if you are self-employed, so you need to pay for your own. As an owner, as a businessman, you have to pay two NICs. The first is class 2 NIC. The first one is class 2 NIC, which is 3.45 pounds per week. Class 2 NIC is a fixed thing, which is 3.45 pounds per week. So how many weeks are there in a year? How many weeks are there in a year? It's 52 weeks. It's 52 weeks. So let's calculate the total. The total will be 179. Okay, so this is your class 2 NIC. This is your class 2 NIC. Now just just see that this is class 4 NIC. These are the rates for class 4 NIC. Can you see? You remember this. So first 12570, there will be no tax, it's zero. And yes, then there will be a 9% tax. There will be a 9% tax. Can you see 9% this? So how much trading income you have? How much trading profits? How much trading income you have after deducting all allowed expenses? How much trading we have? Trading income of this 33,500. So let's calculate class 4 NIC. Okay, so I will write 33,500 less 12570, because see, this first band 12570, there is no tax. This first 12570, there is no tax. So any income excess, any income in excess of 12570 will have a 9%. The second band is the second band is the second band is 9%. Okay, the second band is 9%. So this will be 1884. Okay, 1884. Sorry. Okay, so I have calculated, my dear students, class 4 NIC. This is 4. Okay, class 4 NIC, as well as class 2 NIC, as well as income tax. So this requirement also done. This requirement also done. This requirement also done. This requirement also done. Okay, now last requirement. See, we have calculated tax as a self-employed, like trading income tax. On trading income, on self-employment, you have to pay as an owner, as a businessman, you have to pay two NICs, class 2 and class 4. We have just calculated. Now the last thing, last requirement. calculate calculate additional, don't sleep please, only 5 minutes are left. Calculate additional national insurance contribution that Aisha would suffer for the tax year 23 if she was treated as an employee, and what is the name? Aisha is employee. Okay, now if Aisha is treated as employee, 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 wait, let me, okay, if Aisha is treated as an employee, please listen, if Aisha is treated as an employee, then employees bear only this NIC, class 1 employee NIC, class 1 employee NIC, class 1 employee NIC, then employee only bears this NIC. Okay, so they are saying calculate the additional national insurance contribution that Aisha as an employee would suffer for the tax year 23-24 if she was treated as an employee instead of self-employed. If she would be treated as an employee, then what would be the additional NIC? What will be the additional NIC? So first thing, try to listen. Only you need to calculate class 1 employee NIC. Only you need to calculate class 1 employee NIC. And now this amount will be treated as salary. This 36,000 will be treated as salary. Now if she is treated as an employee, then this 36,000 pound will be treated as salary. And you know, class 1 employee NIC class 1 employee NIC is directly calculated on salary, bonus, or driving payments of mileage received. Salary, bonus, or driving payments. Okay, so now from this 36,000 you are not allowed to deduct this 2,500. You cannot deduct this 2,500. Can you see this? You cannot deduct this 2,500 because now you are not doing trading income NIC. Now you are not doing trading income NIC. See, these are the small mistakes of tax. Now you are calculating class 1 employee NIC, and class 1 employee NIC is directly calculated on salary, bonus, and driving payments over 45 pence. So there are no bonus, no driving payments, but you have salary. So now calculate class 1 employee NIC directly on salary and then compare. So class 1 employee NIC, this is the rate. See, this is the rate, and see, the second band is 12%. Class 1 employee NIC second band is 12%. Yes, the first band is nil. First band is nil, you can see. So requirement number D, if she treated as an employee, then 1 employee NIC, how much it will be? 36,000 minus first band is 12570, you know it's nil, multiply by the rate of second band is 12%. I hope now, as you are on the revision portion, you guys are doing revision days, so you must know how to calculate tax and NICs. These are the basic things. So see the rates, you can see the rates. See, this is the rates. So this band has got nil rate, so I have simply subtracted it, and for the second band I have applied 12%. Let me check what's the answer would come out. It will be 2812. So now your NIC is 2812. Now let's compare this NIC. Comparison. Listen, comparison. This NIC is 2812, and now subtract the old NICs. What were the old NICs? These two. These two were the old NICs of class 2 and class 4 as a self-employed. As a self-employed, these were the NICs. So it's 179 and 1884. 179 and 1884. So how much extra? How much extra or additional? How much extra or additional? How much extra or additional NIC? How much extra or additional NIC we have to pay? It's going to be, I think, 749. 749. Extra NIC will be suffered. Okay, so this is the requirement number D. This is the requirement number D. Okay, so we have done all the requirements. Hope you understood it. Try this question again. Do solve this mock as well. This is very useful mock of ACCA, and it is highly recommended to solve this mock. Okay, so if you like this class, do comment on it and share it with your friends. In my YouTube channel, I have posted other videos as well for help of students. Okay, so take care and best of luck.